So team, over the past few weeks, I've been talking quite a lot, especially on Fridays, about failure and things that we've struggled with. Because failure and imperfection are really good things. They're actually positives that we should probably be aiming towards. The reason for that is failure, especially in training, is the point at which we've reached our limit and things don't go to plan. So if we're talking about lifting weights, failure is at the point at which we can't do another good rep. So that's a good thing to find out, because if we're always working slightly behind our limit, then we're never 100% sure of what our limit is. And especially when it comes to training and lifting weights, some studies around this have shown that people, especially with less experience in training, have been asked, how many more reps do you feel like you could have done? They typically underreport by about 5. So when they say, I could have maybe done 1 more rep or 2 more reps, and then they go to test it, they find that they can do like maybe 5 or 6 more reps. So there's a good thing both in weightlifting and getting stronger, but also as a proxy for life, to finding our failure, finding a point at which we can't do what we wanted to do, because that gives us the feedback that we need to know where we're currently at. And when we know where we're genuinely currently at, we can act with the right level of purpose to continue moving forwards. However, if we're always acting behind that, or we're afraid of reaching that point of failure and we don't want it, then we are taking away feedback and information that we can use to help ourselves get better. So I really want to promote this reframing of failure to being a positive, and that idea of imperfection, so not quite doing something absolutely ideally perfect, as also being a positive. And again, when it comes to training, that's a good thing, because when we train movements that aren't exactly perfect, it means that we have trained in a position that if we ever didn't do it perfect, we are resilient to it, because we've been in that position under load before. And again, as a proxy for the rest of life, when we do things imperfectly, we become tolerant to that imperfection, and we become tolerant to being in scenarios and in places in our lives that aren't exactly what we want, but we are quite comfortable with, because we've been there and we're resilient to it. But not just resilient to it, we can maybe find the good things in it and the silver linings and the enjoyment out of it. So yes, I'm talking about training, but obviously, as with everything, this is our vessel to live our lives to the fullest. So take this idea of failure as being a positive and imperfection as actually being a positive, and see if we can apply it both to training and to the rest of the world that we live in.